Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast featuring your host Superfly. Got my co-host Danny Daybars open.
What good? Is good, my dude?
Chilling. I got my my Pop Smoke glasses on.
I see that, dude. Like he listens to Meet the Woo 2 is like, yo, I gotta.
I actually had these glasses before I even knew who Pop Smoke was. My younger brother, he rocked them and put me onto them. It's from this brand called James Oro. So these aren't like $3,000 Cartier glasses or anything.
But are these prescription glasses or just like to look good glasses?
Just to look good. I had them on at work, so I was like, fuck it. I'll leave them on for the episode.
Nice. I'm repping little Nipsey today.
Nice.
Fucking weather's the weather's actually shit over here, bro. How's it over there? It's gonna drop to like. This is why I feel like people are breaking out this fucking coronavirus. It was 81 today. Tomorrow night it's gonna go down to 49. And I'm like, this is how people fucking die. Like, they don't know what the fuck to wear outside. Like,
all right. Now, the weather here is fine. It's nothing unexpected. LA gets a little chilly around the winter months, but nothing that would make you, be rocking like North Face or anything.
How's the how shit at work? Are people being sent home the moment they fucking sneeze?
Funny that you mentioned that. Well, the first terrifying thing is my roommate was just in Italy, northern Italy, for work. I don't know why.
They had a breakout over there.
Yeah, they had a breakout. It's like one of the zones where the government's like, unless travel's essential, you probably shouldn't go here. So my roommate was just there a couple days ago. She came back, and she doesn't have symptoms now. But I'm like, yo, what if, she fucking starts sneezing and coughing and shit? Like, I'm about to.
I'm sorry. We'll pay for your lease, but you gotta go.
Yep. And then at work, they sent out an email. They're like, so and so was recently in Tokyo. He was actually on a floor with an infected person. Didn't have direct contact, nor does he have symptoms. But he was briefly in my office, I guess last week or this week.
Okay.
They obviously told him to stay home for a couple weeks. Make sure he still doesn't have symptoms. I think the doctors wouldn't even test him because they consider him low risk since he doesn't have symptoms, nor did he have direct contact with someone who had it. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, it's only a matter of days when my body fucking starts crumbling because of this shit.
Bro, I was told, so I'm leaving, I've been saying this for a while, I'm leaving in Vegas in 2 weeks now. And bro, I'm gonna load up on emergency like every day leading up, every day while I'm out there, and then every day on the way back, bro. Because like, I heard like just first of all, traveling in general, like you're in a fucking container of just farts and coughing and sneezing. So like, when I'm on a plane for more than 5 hours, I'm like, bro, I know I'm gonna get sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like coronavirus or not, like it's just gonna happen. Yeah. But now I'm like, should I wear a fucking mask? Yo, masks are fucking selling out on fucking Amazon right now, like. And then even if you can buy a mask, they're limiting 2 orders per purse or some shit, like a fucking Jordans. What the fuck is going on?
What kind of bullshit is that?
Oh man, but so at my office, it's crazy. So my floor, so we have 4 different floors in the building. My floor is okay thus far, but the floor above us, that's also our employees, bro. Like half a department had to go home because they're all fucking sick. Like one team is a team of like 15 people, and only 3 people were in the office today. I was like, bro, like people, like I'm like, if I see someone coughing in the air, I'm like, bro, cough into your fucking elbow, bro. Like when people just love like, I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Wait, I'm not taking any chances. And even today, like I felt my head just felt a little hotter, and like I already think I have a fever just because of all the shit going on. And it's probably nothing, but I'm just in full paranoia mode.
Full paranoia, bro. I had it the other day. It was like 2 days ago, and I woke up with like, when you're getting sick and you get that weird taste in the back of your neck?
Yeah, that's like, kind of what I have now.
I'm like, yo, no way. So I went for like a 3-mile run. I'm like, yo, we're going to sweat this shit out? Like, this shit's not going to stay in my body.
I'm trying to drink this shit off. I have a White Claw.
I see that, bro. You fucking became addicted to that shit, huh?
I know. Yep. Trying to get this virus drunk if it's in me and have it go find somebody else.
How was where'd you go? Is it called Big Bear?
Yeah, Big Bear.
How was
that? Super dope. So I went with a total of 11 people, including myself.
Nice.
Well, 10 other people. And the weird thing is like everyone kind of, I think half the group was planning on snowboarding and skiing, and it ended up just being me on the mountain because one group got there late. Parking was crazy. The forecast was snow, so I think it was a busy weekend.
Okay.
And Saturdays are busy in general. Another group didn't realize the price, so they were like, "Fuck it, we don't want to spend the money on it."
But if you're not skiing or snowboard, like what is there to do there?
Get drunk and walk on the streets and admire the snow from afar.
Okay.
So that's what some of them did, and then my girl, she went to a cafe, watched a bunch of Korean dramas for like 5 hours.
On her phone?
iPad.
Okay.
It was dope. I got to go at my own pace. The single rider line was much faster than the regular line. Some dudes gave me some beers on the lift, so that kind of helped keep things interesting. Super smooth. It started snowing. Everything. Terrain was like super perfect.
Nope.
The only thing was we went hard that night. We started drinking, taking shots at like 4:30. Probably didn't go to bed till like 1 or 2. I honestly don't even remember what time I went to bed. That's how hard we went. And the next day, easily one of the worst hangovers I've had in the past like 10 years.
And then you hit the slopes.
Yep. No, I wish I did the second day, or I had the energy to do it, but I couldn't. I threw up for like 3 hours and tried to nurse my hangover, and it just wasn't working. I finally recovered around like 2 p.m. that day. So I survived. I definitely want to do it again though. I kind of miss the winter months and doing shit I don't regularly get to do.
Were you like in the moderate slopes, or you were like expert slopes? Like
I guess technically expert. I can't like really do any tricks or anything. So once you know how to do it, how to ride, like you know how to stop and stuff, you could pretty much do most mountains. But it's of course like paved and doesn't have trees in the way and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'd be comfortable doing like off trail type stuff where you got to dodge trees and rocks and stuff.
Got you. Dope, man. That sounded like a fucking. The pictures were pretty cool. You were posting online. So, what I get into? Oh, dude, I went to the Food Network South Beach Food and Wine Festival.
I saw that.
That was super dope, man. Like literally 2.5 hours of nonstop eating and drinking. Dude, it almost got fucked up though because obviously it's Food Network, it's Miami, it's a Saturday night. A lot of people were out like and wanting to pay. So you have to pay like $100 per ticket for this event. So, but it's a paid event. Like no one's just in line trying to show up and like rush this shit. Like either you're in line because you have a ticket, bro. So I guess people, it was meant to like go like in a circular motion. Like, hey, go to this kiosk and that kiosk and that kiosk. But like, bro, people just want to get in and drink and do whatever the fuck they want. Like they don't want rules, bro. Like it is what it is. Bro, so some fucking security guard felt super fucking like tough that night because he was wearing like a nice black suit and like was telling people, hey, no one stand in the middle. Make sure you only go around the boundaries. And I'm like, all right, man. So I just start going and I'm doing what he says. Like, all right, cool. That makes sense. Let's not congest one area.
Yeah.
Bro, but he, I guess, didn't see that I heard him and like shoves me. And it said, hey, make sure you go that way. And I just like,
damn, he shoved your big ass? How tall was he?
Not tall, bro. Like maybe a little bit taller than you. And he's like, he didn't say anything when I fucking stared at him. And I legit said, bro, there's no reason to put your fucking hands on me. Yeah. And then like he just looked at me and I looked at him and it was like, all right, I'm gonna keep it moving, bro, because I'm not trying in my mind, I'm like, I'm not trying to get kicked out of this shit when I just paid for all this money. And then second, I'm like, bro, like I don't want to get into some shit where like me and you are actually going at it. But I was like, bro, like you're not fucking dealing with a bunch of degenerates at a fucking club who are like rushing the bouncer. Like everyone here is a paying customer who's just trying to get food and drinks. Like why are you Mr. Tough Guy? So like
I hate that shit.
Was like, what the fuck is his problem? But like, yeah, dude, like when he put his hands on me, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
That drives me crazy. Like I understand if someone's getting aggressive or like trying to shove their way into an area they don't belong, but you don't need to direct me like we're fucking first graders and
100%
just wild out.
Oh, yo, I legit was like, yo, I guess because I wasn't drunk at all at that point, I didn't even like go off, but I was like, bro, who the fuck? Like that cockiness kid was like, yo, who the fuck do you think you're touching right now, bro?
Yeah.
But besides that, it was a fucking great event. It was also National Margarita Day. So we
Nice.
stopped actually at Koyo, which I know
I
you
saw
love.
it. Is that when you were rocking the sombreros?
No,
Was that
that was the day before at a spot near my house. But we went to Koyo first
Okay.
on Saturday to get a couple margaritas and shit. The line there was crazy because they were doing $5 margaritas. So everyone in Miami wanted a fucking margarita that day.
Nice.
But it was good, man. Easy ass weekend, and then just pretty much looking forward and planning everything for Vegas in a couple weeks.
Dope. Should be fun.
All right, bro. You ready to get into episode 20? We fucking reached another milestone.
I know. Finally. So this episode, I think we wanted to get into Boosie's comments about Dwayne Wade's son. It seems like this whole shit has spiraled out of control. But the name of the episode is Know Your ABCs. As you know, Dave Chappelle referred to the LBGT community as the alphabet people during his recent special Sticks and Stones.
Yep.
So, I mean, from what I understand, Dwayne Wade's son / now daughter.
Yep. Born Zion, now
Zaire has decided to become his daughter instead of his son.
Correct.
I'm not too sure like what the backstory is on why or how it developed. I just know Dwayne Wade publicly said this. Maybe was it on Oprah? I think it was.
So I saw so he had a documentary on ESPN last week leading up to his jersey being retired on Saturday here in Miami. Which is funny. So when I was walking the streets of Miami to go to Koyo, it was like 8:15. I'm like, bro, the streets were fucking empty, bro. Because like everyone, their mother, besides the people in line to get margaritas, were like at home or at the stadium watching the game. So like my GPS was like blue line to go to Koyo, absolute red to go to the arena. Because like, bro, everyone, like literally the world stopped in Miami to watch the jersey retirement ceremony. But yeah, so he had a documentary where he just talks about how his daughter at the age, or his son, now daughter at the age of 3, was like, Daddy, I identify as a girl. But so I don't know my ABCs that well, clearly, but I'm definitely very respectful. I think that's what we're gonna get into now. But it's like his son was saying / daughter was saying, I'm not gay, but I identify as a girl, but I do like boys. So I'm just like,
wait. Wait, he said that?
His son said that, yeah.
He said he likes boys.
He likes boys, but he doesn't consider himself gay because he's a girl.
Okay, I think that's where people get lost. And
that shit lost. That shit, I got lost on that.
I actually always thought about that, like as a young kid. I'm like, if a dude turned girl, if a transgender, see, even trying to explain this shit, I'm getting confused. If a dude who was a man tried to become a woman, and a woman became a man, and they started dating, technically that relationship is heterosexual. However, both groups switched. So my question is, would that be the same thing as being straight? But I also know there's transgender. There's a dude I saw on Joe Rogan, full on transgender, dresses like a woman. I think sounds like a woman, kind of like Caitlyn Jenner, but like straight up loves women.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's lesbian then, but I think he still refers to himself as he. So I don't even think he.
I think he still has the male body parts, right?
Yeah. So he still refers to himself as he, I believe, but like internally feels like a woman. So I guess with all of this, like, I absolutely respect everyone's decision. I don't know what it feels like to be them, so I would never go out of my way like a Boosie or whoever to be like, oh, you should do this because it's easy, or do this because it makes sense. But at the same time, I think it requires a lot of education on our part, because we're even stumbling over pronouns and shit trying to rap. It's almost like learning a new language in a way.
Yeah. But like, so were you? So just asking, like, as another person who heard it, were you offended by what he said, or was his delivery just fucked up?
So when I listened to it, I actually thought it was funny. Maybe it was because I just know he's
ignorant as fuck,
ignorant, and yeah, the way he delivered it just seemed like just some funny drunk shit your friend would say like in the car if you heard the news. It
Right.
didn't seem like some official statement where he's like, you know, fuck all the transgenders. It seemed like, oh man, like don't cut his dick off. Like that's what he said in the video.
And I was like, no one even.
Yeah.
That. Like, no
That
one
was the funny thing. I was like, that's not even, as far as I know, that's not what Dwayne Wade was implying. If that were the case, I would absolutely disagree with that, just because I don't think children can make permanent decisions at that age. I don't care if it's a tattoo or a fucking sex change. Like, if you want to wear girls' clothes or whatever, like, you can obviously change your mind later. But if you're slicing off genitals, like, I couldn't.
Yeah, so that's my thing. So I was more so on the side of like, I don't agree with the tone and the approach of Boosie, but and obviously I agree with you 100%. Like, if we're exactly, we're getting surgery for a 12-year-old. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's because there's no coming back from it, right?
Yeah.
My thing is that his son, now daughter, is so young. Again, but dude, there's a part in the documentary where he's in a golf cart with her, and like he's videotaping the conversation they're having. And like, dude, the way that 12-year-old just eloquently just speaks about, it's so hard for me just to wake up in the morning and not identify with the person I see. I'm like, God damn, like that's deep for someone 34-year-old, let alone a fucking 12-year-old. So I feel that Zion/Zaire definitely knows some of the emotions that he or she is going through. But it's, dude, like I feel there's, letting him or her dress in whatever she wants right now is fine, but there's also a possibility. Again, I've never been in that shoes. I've never been able to say that, hey, I don't think I'm a guy. But dude, he may see a certain girl that, you know, piques his interest, and he's like, oh fuck, I actually am attracted to girls, and I'm a guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like the only part with Boosie I did agree with the sense that like this may change in 4 or 5 years. Like, yeah, because we said in the past of like rappers and how they evolve. Like, dude, the thoughts you have a 12-year-old boy/girl are going to be completely different to your thoughts as an 18-year-old. I would think, again, I've never been in that position, so I don't know. Yeah. But it just seems like I'm glad they're not making any permanent decisions, because very likely something can change in 6 years that you're like, you know what, I was confused, which is every person's allowed to be confused about who they are at a certain time in their life, and I actually do identify with this community. So that was the only part where I kind of agreed with Boosie. But again, his delivery was fucking super arrogant and aggressive, and it's like, bro, like at the end of the day, let that little boy or girl do whatever they want. It's if anything, it's a beautiful thing that he has, you know, that they have the support of Dwayne Wade and like the community and stuff. For sure. And I think I'm a firm believer that it's always how you say things and not necessarily what you say. To your point, he came off pretty aggressive. And when I first saw the news, I think my first reaction was I was just kind of surprised, because I haven't seen any other celebrity publicly announce something like this. Nor did I. Like Magic Johnson's son, isn't he essentially like? Yeah, but I think it's different with him because he's older and he's super flamboyant and gay, and like doesn't never said he identify with as a female. He just said he's a gay man. And I think growing up, like I think a lot of us have only known, I guess, I don't know, people identifying with being gay or lesbian or straight, and then you had people who were just straight up transgender. But I don't recall growing up with kids who were, 10, 11, who like straight up identified with a gender that was different than their biology. Like, I'm sure you've seen tom girls and dudes who are like super feminine, maybe wore nail polish and shit, but like they were never like, my name's Samantha, even though their real name was David or something. Right. Exactly. So I think that's what's confusing for people. And especially because he's so young, and it's just confusing. Like, people don't like having to fucking change their train of thought that they grew up with, and having to like learn a whole new series of identities that people might have. And people think it's not genuine. It's like, I can wake up one day and claim I identify with this and that, and they think it's just like fairy tale shit, like people playing role playing, like how kids normally do, like,
he's wearing Elsa from Frozen's dress, and now he thinks he's a girl, and then we gotta fucking change our whole family dynamic just because he likes playing with dolls or some shit.
So, you know, it was also confusing to me on the topic. We were mentioning offline that Young Thug also came out and was like, his comment was like, God doesn't make mistakes, but, you know, God bless you and your family, Dwayne Wade. But like, my thing is like, Young Thug is kind of like one artist who's always borderline those sexual innuendos and like the gender roles, like
bending.
And no one really I mean, at least I never questioned him, and like I know people called him gay in the past, or I think he's actually admitted to being abused by someone in his family. But it was just weird for me to hear from him, where like if I thought of anyone in the hip hop community, like it would be him supporting it. But I guess a lot of people who were like super religious like really don't want to hear about transgenders and, you know, homosexuals.
Yeah. I feel like he always, maybe he just knows it and he kind of always like teases that he might be to like get buzz or something, because he always low-key says borderline gay stuff, and then the internet goes crazy for like a day and then it just disappears. Like he'll write "I love you baby" on like another rapper's page, but then these rappers swear he's like the hardest dude out there. So, and I believe it if all these rappers are co-signing him.
Oh, I believe it, but it was just funny to me, like, because he's been in multiple fashion shows for like Adidas and Yeezy, and like wears very gender neutral outfits, which borderline more on the feminine side, and you know, no one really gives him shit for it. And I would just think, if someone who is himself very gender neutral in a lot of things, like why would you even make a comment that kind of hints that you don't really agree with what a 12-year-old girl is, you know, doing?
Right. And in all those instances, even in his instance, so like I think on one of his album or mixtape covers he had a dress, like all the comments, anytime a rapper or any black celebrity does something that's like feminine in their eyes, or like gender bending, all the comments are like, Hollywood, this is Hollywood's gay agenda, like the media wants you to suck dick and shit. And in my mind, I'm like, I think it's less of like this deep plan to make everyone gay or the black community gay, and more so like an acceptance thing. But I've seen rappers like Boosie and stuff say like they don't want their kids watching cartoons where like they show two dads and stuff, and I kind of get it. Like it's weird to see two cartoon characters do anything remotely sexual, let alone if it's homosexual, just because it's so uncommon to see on TV. But at the same time, I feel like it's a weird concept to think that watching some shit like that would make someone gay, because I don't think straight people have to learn to be straight. Like it's not like my parents were constantly like, yo, you gotta kiss girls and do this, and like you just naturally like whatever it is you want to like.
Right.
So
yeah, but I wonder if it's like a hip hop thing, dude. So like, I mean, that's a perfect segue to what we talk about here. But like, dude, think about when we were walking to Jaden Smith's set, and a couple people were walking away once they found out it was going to be Jaden Smith, because they're like, man, he's just doing too much wild gay shit online. Like, I don't really want to hear this shit. And we were like, the fuck? Like,
oh wait, was that at Coachella?
Yeah.
Okay, I briefly remember hearing somebody say that shit.
And we were just like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, it's like,
he said he was like Tyler's boyfriend or something.
Yeah, and it was just like, who cares, bro? Like, the music's fire. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, well, how does this affect you at all? Like,
and it's not like he's rapping in the lyrics like, yo, I suck Tyler's dick, and like all kinds of crazy shit that you want to recite.
Well, that's like my other thing, which is like the only reason why, like, none of this bothers me at all, because one, I have gay friends. Two, it's like, bro, how does this person trying to live their life affect me? Like, I just want, like, not to be fucking corny, but in perfect world, I want everyone to be happy. So if this makes you happy, like, as long as you're not hurting anyone, like, how does this fucking, like, bother anyone, bro? Like, like, I don't know if he's taking the side, like, Boosie because he's a parent, and he's like, don't let your kid, but, like, bro, like, what other options does Dwayne Wade have? Like, his fucking blood is saying, hey, dad, I don't feel comfortable. All right, my job as a parent is to make you feel as comfortable as possible until you're living on your own and making your own decisions. So
well, I feel like there might be some like prison rule element to it. Like you don't in prison. I'm assuming you don't want to come off soft or friends with that sort of community, because you might just end up dropping the soap and having your fucking shit taken. So maybe for a hood dude like Boosie, like you just want to distance yourself from that community or anyone who's like into that completely, because
yeah, but what's the like? But it comes across like the opposite, right? It's like the loudest guy in the room is probably the most insecure.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like, why are you so insecure that you feel you need to even fucking say anything? Like,
yeah, right.
Just don't fucking say anything.
Yeah, I remember I went to it was the Vanderpump Rules something opening or what's that? The place in West Hollywood that she opened up not too long ago.
Tom-Tom?
I think we went. What's up?
The one we went to, Tom Tom?
No, it was a different one. But I think it was like the grand opening and one of
they have Sir, they have Pump.
Sir, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it was Pump.
Okay.
They had some shit there. And
that's like the gay bar, right? That's like yeah.
Well, they were wearing pink and it was all dudes, and I don't know if the servers were gay because I think it was all the people from the show, but the community itself is super gay.
Yeah.
But anyways, I went there for the event with my girl because her friend was like a PR manager doing something, and we got invited, and we met these two dudes who were mutual friends of the PR group. And I remember like a couple weeks later, we were all kicking it at their apartment, and one of the dudes was like, what did he say? He said like that bar was cool, but he's like, man, he's like, it's full of a bunch of faggots. And the interesting thing was the vibe I got. It wasn't like super overtly gay. It was just obviously this dude is gay, but it wasn't like dudes were straight up twerking on the counter.
Oh, so the dude who made that comment is gay?
No, he's straight.
Oh, okay.
But he looked at me as if he wanted me to like back him up, like, yeah, fuck those fucking homos or some shit. I was just like, all right, cool. Like, why were you there in the first place?
Yeah,
if like you felt that strongly. But yeah, it always makes me feel to your point, it makes you feel suspect about the person who's just constantly bashing a certain group. If let's say somebody's bashing black people all day, clearly they're insecure about something. You wish you were black. Yeah, you low-key wish you're back. A black dude fucked your girl, something.
Yeah, yeah.
So with him, I'm like, maybe you like the dudes that were at the bar, or
like you adjust the way they looked, or how they were so confident in their own way about going about life that you don't have that confidence.
Right.
Yeah, bro. Because I'm like, why do you care? Like that's my thing. It's like, like how does like I don't know. I don't even want to say like the phrase like in a perfect world, yeah, your son will be born as a guy, but like, all right, dude, but life isn't perfect, man. Like his kid's healthy. That's probably Dwayne Wade's biggest fucking focus, like healthy and intelligent, clearly. Yeah. And this is how she feels. So, all right, I'm still gonna be their father regardless. So I got to fucking make the most of this. So yeah, I don't get why people get so fucking tangled up. I mean, I think you and I have been able to be, raised in different communities that were not as narrow-minded. Mm-hmm. So that's probably a benefit for you and I. But it's just crazy how these comments are so aggressive. It's like, yeah, fuck the gays. I'm like, bro, why? Like, how does this, like, why do you care, bro? Like, no one's trying to suck your dick. Like, relax. Like,
I know.
That's not how this shit works. Like,
with everything, like marriage and shit, I'm like, bro, fucking marriage in general doesn't work. So why do you give a fuck? There was this comedian, he's like, yeah, gay people have marriage because you'll realize how fucked up this shit is, or how fucked up it can be. Like, it's not the walk in the park that you think it is.
Right, like, if you want to enjoy that misery, go ahead. Like,
like, have this fool take half your shit.
Yeah.
But I think the only valid point I could see in this is ensuring that his son actually wants to go this route, not because it's wrong or against God's will or something, but more so because of the world's reactions. Like, it would be, God forbid, his son goes through depression and fucking commits suicide at 13 because people are making fun of him, and as opposed to being like, I know you like guys or whatever, but like, at least keep your masculine identity and kind of keep that part of your life under wraps, as opposed to like, stirring up all this controversy and shit.
So you agree with who on that?
I agree, or Well, I don't think anyone made this point, but I think if I was Dwayne Wade and I had a son and this was what my son was going through, as opposed to just being openly supportive like from the get-go, I would really try to dig and find out or make sure that this is like a real kind of semi or permanent path for my son, like changing the name and everything, only because I know what sort of pain it might bring down the road.
Yeah, but I think that did happen though, because apparently they had this talk like 7 years ago.
Okay.
So I guess for the past 7 years, they haven't really been saying anything until he was like, you know what? I keep going on TV saying my 2 sons, and I think every time I do that, my daughter is being offended. So
got it.
He just felt the need to correct everyone and information out there.
So that makes sense then. For some reason, I was under the impression this shit happened over the course of like a year or 2.
No, so I mean, again, according to the documentary, which I mean, it's document. Like it was like he was like 3 or 4, and like asked Dwayne Wade about like, hey, like something's not right. Like I feel like I'm a girl, and like I mean, obviously it's a 4-year-old, so you're not having in-depth conversations. But for the past 7 to 8 years, that seed has been growing and growing and growing, where to the point it was like, no, like for real, like I'm a girl, like so.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing out of all this shit was Boosie being kicked out of Planet Fitness. Amazing, bro, because again, we were just saying this shit offline. Like, dude, first of all, why are you working out Planet Fitness? It's just beyond me.
My brother, that shit's like $5. Where are you?
Like, yo, like you're on fucking your Instagram story flossing like $1,000 chains, and you're fucking worried about being kicked out of the most basic fucking gym in America.
Yeah, and no offense to people who go there, but like if you're gonna brag about how much money you have, and maybe it's just the fact he has 18 baby mamas and they're just fucking soaking that money up. Yeah. Because I would assume he's at the very least like LA Fitness or some shit.
LA Fitness, like maybe you don't have your own personal trainer,
or
but
home
maybe
gym.
You got a gym in your crib.
Yeah.
Like you and your fucking Peloton, like you're doing something, bro. You're not fucking rolling up to Planet Fitness and like, oh, sir, where's your dollar for the day? Like.
Yeah. And he called him racist, which is funny because it's I'm like, yo, race has nothing to do with this. Like, at least call them alphabet lovers or some shit.
Dude, but do you think that's like the fucking low hanging fruit that like either Latinos or African Americans use to like not to get there when they feel like they're not getting their way? Just to throw that out there.
It is, and it pisses me off because when it's like the boy who cried wolf. When the wolf is really there, then we're fucked because people don't think anything's racist now.
Right. That's what it's like a fucking like negative. Like, bro, like no, like this is nothing to do with that shit. Like, like at all. Like, I think what happened, they found out the Planet Fitness manager is a transgender, and he just felt offended by Boosie's comments.
Yep. And I would have been like, fine, I see why you're offended, and I'll dip and pay for a gym that doesn't cost $7 a month. But they do have free pizza or some shit on Fridays. I was telling you.
Dude, the opposite of fitness.
Candy.
Whatever. They
keeps the customers coming.
I guess like it's a funny thing. Is like you never like as I got older, I've learned not judge people. But they always say never judge a fat person at the gym because they know they're fat and they're trying to work out. So, but I always find it confusing how they have like Donut Mondays at Planet Fitness. I'm like, bro, this is like, isn't this counterproductive? Like,
yeah, that's weird to me. I'm not down with the race card stuff. I remember one time I was getting on a bus and this black lady asked this white dude where she could find something to eat around the area, and the white dude, I think he was like, well, like what kind of food do you want? And I think the black lady got offended because like he seemed annoyed or like didn't appear like he was willing to help her out right away, like being all friendly. She's like, fuck this motherfucker. He's like, I don't want to talk to white people anymore. And she's like, you look nice, can I talk to you? And she was asking me what she could eat around the area. And my first reaction was like, how do I not defend this woman but also don't come across as like I'm defending the white man?
Oh, or like also, she's beneath you.
Yeah. And also at the same time not defending that behavior and making this white dude think this is how all black people act.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I kind of just like, threw out a few suggestions, but like distance myself from both of them.
Situation.
But yeah, I hate when like this ignorant shit happens and then they throw the race card and then all black people have to fucking suffer from.
Bro, so that happened. I witnessed this too. So it was like, I just moved to Charlotte. I went to TGI Fridays in Charlotte. Yeah, they got a fucking shout out to Fridays where they have a strawberry Hennessy drink.
Oh,
fire, bro.
damn, that sounds good.
It's so good, dude. Like I used to go there with Sarah all the time. I'm like, yo, I am fucking destroyed. But yo, so I went to a TGI Fridays. I was with a friend, her brother, and there was a table like literally right across from us, so we could see this whole thing happening. 2 black girls eating. They seemed fine, but like, dude, I was hearing them like, yo, they're ordering a lot of shit. Like they're ordering drinks and this and this. And then, bro, like the bill comes, or no, right before they're about to order the bill, they start sending shit back. Oh, this wasn't good. That wasn't good. This is super cold. And like the guy's like, the waiter's like, all right, do you want me to replace it for you or get something else? No. Just take it off my bill. Like, bro, they tried to get it was like a $200 bill. They tried to get close to like $150 removed from that bill.
God damn.
I'm like, bro, you've been here for 2 hours. Like, how is all of this happening right now? And then they got mad at the waiter. We're like, you're fucking racist. If I was one of your white friends, this would never be an issue. And I was just like, bro, this has nothing to do with you being black or white. Like, this is just you being fucking super ratchet and ignorant and assuming that you could fucking, like, you know, get your way out of anything. I'm like, bro, pay that fucking bill, bro. Like, you owe that people $200. Like,
wait, that's some bullshit. I'm the type of person, I'm like, there have been instances where I'm like, okay, this feels a little racist, but I'll never say it unless I can kind of prove it. Like, all right, you let 7 white people do this shit, but not me, then it's probably racism. But if someone's just white and I'm not getting my way, I'm not going to automatically be like, oh, it's because I'm black. Because half the time it could just be that person's a fucking asshole. And
right.
I think that's...
Assholes are every color. Like,
yeah, every color. That's why I get pissed off when a black person does something and all of a sudden people are like, see, these niggers don't know how to do this and that. And I'm like, yo, it's one fucking idiot who did this. Like, just relax. Yep. So people need to chill the fuck out.
Like, yeah, like, that's a perfect example, bro. Like, one black guy does something and it's like, see, I fucking told you. I'm like... What? Like, we're going off this moron, this uneducated, didn't graduate high school. This is your fucking, like, example for the rest of them. Get the fuck out of here. That's funny, man. Anything else you wanted to add to the ABC conversation?
Not really. Just everyone chill the fuck out. Like, unless your kids are fucking, actually, it doesn't matter what your kids do. Just chill the fuck out. Like, it's not that important. Don't worry about other people's families unless it's affecting you directly.
If it has no effect on you whatsoever, like if you can just go about your day, like, bro, why are you worried about a kid in LA, you know, just trying to live their life and figure out who the fuck they are? Like, how does it affect you? So yeah, again, I definitely don't want to, you know, crucify Boosie, but it's more like just shut the fuck up. Like, just shut
or accept the backlash.
Yeah, accept the backlash for sure. And just fucking rock with it. Yo, did you get a chance to watch the Kobe Bryant tribute at all?
Not the whole thing. I watched Vanessa's speech and Michael Jordan's epic comment about the meme.
Bro, yeah,
I love when they light up the mood. Like, that just makes me so much happier. And Shaq talking about ME in this motherfucker and team, like all that stuff. It makes it easier to deal with. Yeah,
so it was going on, I think 10 a.m. for you or whatever. I don't know. It was like midday for me. So I was at work, but. So I was like, all right, let me just chill. Let me focus on work. But dude, I got home on Monday night, made dinner, and just sat down and watched the whole thing on YouTube. Bro, I have never cried so much in a 2-hour span in my life, bro. Like, it was just constant tears. Like, dude, they would talk for a little bit. They would crack a joke, and I'd be like, all right, I'm good. And then they'll go back into, like, storytelling, and I'm just like, bro, just bawling, bro. And, like, not even, like, the tears of, like, I don't know why I'm crying, but this is just so sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I'm crying because this is what's affecting me or that's what affected me. Or like, oh my God, I'm also a dad, because like that's not the case, obviously. But just the entire idea of it, bro, heartbreaking. But yeah, Vanessa was phenomenal. Like, I don't know how she had the fucking strength to even like be on stage for 40 minutes talking about her husband and daughter like that. But yeah, you like to think that, hey, like, dude, like, I think it was definitely needed for the entire world to almost start moving on. Because you're like, all right, cool. The people close to him are able to, like, reflect and happy about, like, all right, I know he's a better place. I had my memories with him. Then it's almost like, all right, now you guys who don't know him can, like, try to move on as well.
Right. It's always weird because, like, at a certain point, Kobe's gonna become the famous basketball player that died. Like, that's almost gonna be the same way Tupac is, like, the rapper that was super dope and had an impact and is gone. It's just weird to think of Kobe becoming that, because he was damn near alive, like, what, a couple months ago?
It's exactly a month today.
Yeah. And alive and well, healthy, doing big things, and he's just gone. And
did you see so you didn't see the whole thing? You saw what his last act was? Did you hear about that?
No.
It's literally his last act. So Rob Pelinka, the GM of the Lakers, which is his best friend, and his agent / also the godfather of his daughter who died with Kobe.
Wow.
He was texting him leading up to the helicopter ride, like early in the morning in LA, and was like, yo, I need your help. One of the girls' father on the helicopter with me today really wants to get into being a sports agent. Are you still connected with that guy who's a baseball agent? And like, Pelinka was like, yeah, man, we'll take care of it later. And Kobe was like adamant, like, no, bro, like, I need you to take care of this now. This girl's gonna do amazing things in sports. It'll be amazing to have a woman agent, like, in baseball, blah, 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 blah. Like, yo, like, pushing this shit hard. And then obviously stopped texting because the helicopter went down, like, literally, like, 10 minutes later.
Yeah. So
it's just crazy, though. Literally, like, this guy's last act was, like, a selfless act to push women forward and, like, be that guy. And which is, like, it makes you think about, like, dude, this guy was, like, a fucking epic human being.
Yeah.
He cared about because he had an amazing wife and, 4 daughters. It's like, dude, whatever I have to do to push women forward, I have to do it. So.
For sure. No, that's super dope. That actually makes me think of something. And my dad brought up this point the other day. I don't know if it was in relation to Kobe, but just in general. He thinks the middle class is most at a disadvantage when it comes to large opportunities. Maybe mainly within entertainment and stuff like that. Just because, for instance, obviously, like a Beyonce or Kobe, the folks they're around are in the upper class, and they'll just get opportunities through those interactions. And then they also have, like, programs for, troubled youth and stuff who are in areas that aren't the nicest. But then those in the middle kind of are, I wouldn't say forgotten, because it's not necessarily that, but those in the middle class kind of have to figure it out on their own in a way.
Yeah, dude, I would support that 100%, man. Because again, I consider myself, like, I guess, middle class. I mean, it's weird because, like, you think about, like, I always Google this shit to, like, remind myself that I'm very blessed. Like, I think the average income is like $53,000 in America, and then I almost make like 3 times. I make like well above that. So I'm like, bro, you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I agree with that too. Because you think about, like, yeah, like you said, like, underprivileged communities get like a bunch of like donation from, like, say, they'll fucking build 1,000 basketball courts all across America. It's like, boost this. They'll fly across the globe to do this whole African league to find the next superstar, right? But then those people who grow up in middle suburbs are like, you're okay, so just go figure it out for yourself. You'll get an education. Yeah. Whereas, dude, as we get older, it seems like education and as a whole means absolutely nothing. You just have to, like, focus on the one thing you do like and go do that, as opposed to, like, being forced to study all this other random shit. So yeah, dude, I agree with that, man, because even that speech that Rob Pelinka was giving about Kobe, it was a clear example of, like, all right, one millionaire talking to his millionaire friend to help out his other millionaire friend, and it just, the money and the power just is in that circle. So it doesn't take away from it. It's a phenomenal gesture from a great man.
For sure, yeah.
But yeah, as a side point, I think that happens all the time. Like, I go back to, I mean, you probably know with your own family, but, like, my mom is pretty well connected back home in India, and, like, bro, like, India's the extreme of, like, either everyone's super poor or everyone is absolute fucking gazillionaires.
Yeah.
And those the rich just keep helping the rich. It's like, yo, my dad has this company, so come have an internship for him, and I'll have an like, that shit just fucking like it just fucking like it's almost like incest of money. Like, hey, we're gonna just keep this for us, and like the rest will figure it out. And if we want to do a charity event, we'll help out the really poor because they'll never catch up to us anyway. Like,
yeah, it almost seems like that for damn near every other minority community. It's like either you're dirt broke or like your family's somehow filthy rich. Especially when I think about like even some of my Asian friends or just Asian people I happen to know, like $4 million house, or they live in fucking Compton in like a fucking 1-bedroom with 7 people. Like there's no in between. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And a lot of it is family, businesses or friend connections. This dude mentored this dude. He took on this business. Like,
yeah, I hope no one listening to this thinks that we're knocking it, but we're just stating the fact that's how it is.
Yeah. It's more, how it is. It's more so curious about the trend for certain things. And it also makes me think about D Smoke. I know Everyday Struggle actually brought that up. Did you watch that show Rhythm and Flow?
I don't know.
So it's on Netflix. It's kind of like American Idol for rappers. T.I. and Snoop and stuff and Cardi B were hosts.
Okay.
So this really talented dude from LA ended up winning. And he kind of reminded me of Kendrick, that really like introspective, like hood, but intellectual rap over like gritty beats and stuff. And it turns out he's the brother of Sir, who's on TDE, a singer. Like his whole family's musicians. Clearly this dude D Smoke.
Oh shit. Okay.
But before he won the competition, I'm thinking they pulled his fool straight out of like Goodwill or some shit in Compton.
And it wasn't the case.
It wasn't the case. He already had connections, which is like if I had connections, of course I'm going to use them. And if you think I'm not talented, like fuck you. And he's definitely talented. Right. It's interesting to think, would this person have ever gotten this opportunity if he ever made it there? And someone who's maybe not from the streets, who also, has a passion for music, just may not get the same chance. Someone who's rich could buy their way into this situation, but the middle class is kind of like in this weird limbo where they can't like do either.
We're never gonna. I mean, there is always the fear to go poor, but you think you're better than that because you have a steady income. Yeah. Then you feel like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna ever reach that. That other stratosphere, that other tax bracket, per se. Dude, but it's funny though, because I think when Russ first came out, dude, they were doing some research. Apparently, like his dad, like was a part of like a major label back in the day and kind of connected Russ with the right people.
He tried to debunk that.
Yeah, right. He did. He never like fully admitted that shit though, but that was also like a rumor circling out there.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like most, like, regardless of what it is, if you're making a startup, or you're starting a startup, or
you need to know somebody, bro.
Somebody's gonna help you do something. But I think it's a whole different story if it's like, oh, I know Beyonce's uncle or some shit, as opposed to I know someone who's done X before and who can get me there, or who can toss me a few grand to like start this shit. Yeah.
It's definitely a funny observation. I'm sure there's definitely books about that shit that can have like, not justify it, but show the causality of like, hey, if you know someone who's rich, like who's your neighbor, you're probably gonna end up being richer as well, like in the future. Like, but yeah, it's just I feel like definitely is the case, and it's almost like the line that Trump tried to use, like, well, my dad only gave me $2 million, like. Mm-hmm. Like, bro, what?
Yeah, I feel like it's way easier to turn 2 million to like 15 million than it is to turn 10,000 to a million or whatever.
$2 million in the 60s? Do you know how much money that is, bro? Like,
yeah, that's a shit ton of money. You can damn near start any business, but like for regular folk like us, like let's say you want to turn $5,000 to $10,000, even that's like super difficult. Like,
bro, you know how much savings and. Bro, like even like now, I'm thinking like trying to get like other side hustles besides like obviously we do this for fun and we hopefully can make income off this at some point. But I'm like, bro, what other way can I make like passive income when I have like a full-time job, and I'm like, bro, like, am I not gonna have a life like for a while? Like, is that the sacrifice? Like, I don't. It probably is a sacrifice, but I'm like, I don't want to fucking give up my entire life. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right. But even I'm thinking about stocks. So like I have stocks, but even if the stock goes up, I'm not making fucking tens of $1,000s on it. Like, what am I gonna do? Okay, Apple went up today, and now I have an extra $200, big fucking deal. Whereas if this rich ass dude has 100 million in Apple, that shit goes up. Now he has an extra 10 million, and can quit if he's even doing shit in the first place. So, I feel like there's people oversimplify the fact that you can have money and turning into something. Like, I feel like once you reach a certain point and have a pool of money that's super large, it's so much easier to make it bigger than it is to like turn $100 to $1,000 or whatever the case
100%,
is.
but that's why I feel like a lot of people don't have pity when like these fucking. I know they're young and they come from inner cities. They probably didn't have the best upbringing, but like when rappers and like athletes go broke, it's like, bro, like, yo, I'm struggling here to make 10 grand into 100 grand hopefully, and they give you $25 million of signing bonus and you're broke now. Like, bro, that's like I don't feel bad for you, bro.
Yeah.
That's on you. Like,
yep, you could literally do nothing with it and
still be rich.
be fine. Whereas we gotta fucking save our shit, like count every penny, and it's just a whole different
I'm budgeting
strategy.
so hard like right now. Like, it's like bro, the other day, like my girl was like, oh, I want a Red Bull. I'm like, dude, I don't know. You might need to buy that for yourself, because like it just doesn't work for me right now.
I know I'm still pretty. I mean, I'll treat myself, but like in certain instances, I'm like, that's unnecessary.
Unnecessary, bro. Like, but my biggest thing, like, yo, I'm just so proud of myself. For example, like, I booked like 2 trips coming up, and this is the first time I've ever booked a trip in a while, like not on a credit card. Like, just like, yo, like my credit card is zero balance for like the first time in forever. So like that just feels good. Like, yo, I took care of that. Like, dude, like, but like I feel like as we get older, we get caught up in like, oh, I think I need that, I need this, I need that. And like as a kid, it's like, oh, if I don't have the money, I guess I can't do it. And I feel like somewhere in between your 20s and 30s, you forget that, like, yo, like if you don't have the funds, that means you don't have to do it. And I read this great line from like a guy that I've been trying to study to get like my finances better. It's like, even though you have the means to pay for it, doesn't mean you can afford it. And like that's like a constant reminder. Like when I get like a fucking like Nike update, I'm like, oh, these sneakers dropped. I'm like, I could pay for it, but I really should not, because like it's gonna fuck up other shit I want to do in the near future. So
for sure. Yeah, I always try to ask myself if like how necessary is it. Sometimes it might be like, for instance, I don't own many pairs of shorts, so like if I see a dope pair that's maybe a little pricey and I know like I'm not gonna get many more, I might be like, fuck it, I'll splurge a little. But recently I've been seeing people at work with some dope sneakers, and I'm like, I already have like 8 of those colors, so like why am I gonna fucking get another gray shoe or whatever the case may be. So I think it's good that we like think about it.
Like, how many more black sneakers with a white sole can I own? Like,
yeah. And they always look so nice, because you'll see someone with brand new shoes and you're like, fuck, like I could use another pair. And then I end up I catch myself wearing like the same, let's say I have 10 shoes, I catch myself wearing the same 3 like over and over. And then I might fucking wear some shit if I'm going out, or like the outfit happens to work for some concert or something. But yeah, like I saw this video, this dude, he simplified his complete setup, threw away all the dumb shit he buys on trips, like never buys keychains and shot glasses anymore, like nothing, like bare minimum. I don't know if I could go that extreme, but I think the move helped me throw away all the dumb shit that like I absolutely didn't need.
So what's your old room setup right now, like at your old spot? Like, it's just a bed and that's it?
It's just a bed, 2 chairs, the TV stand and TV's still there. My mom got rid of that grimy ass couch that was in the corner forever. So the room actually makes me, I'm like, fuck, I could have had my room looking like this when I was there. But prior to that, it was just like full of shit, useless shit I bought on trips. So now when I go on trips, I don't even like, I'll buy shot glasses because those I actually use, but like I won't buy some dumb like artifact that's supposed to be authentic from like Mexico or something.
Yeah, this artifact cost me $2. Like, yo, it's not that.
Yeah. Maybe for like souvenirs, but for other people, not for myself.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think maybe I didn't know if your mom was gonna Airbnb that shit because it was like it's pretty spacious, but
I'm trying to get her to do it, but she's so like weird about strangers. Like it took her forever to fucking take an Uber.
Really?
Now it's second nature to her, but for a minute I was like, she's like, "Can you take me to the airport?" It was like 4 a.m. that she wanted to go, and I'm like, "Can I just call you an Uber? Like I don't mind paying for it. I'm not trying to wake up early." And she's like, "No, like what if it's a stranger who's gonna kidnap me and shit?" And I'm like, "It's really not that serious. People have been using this app for the past like 3 years."
That's funny. All right, man. You want to test out the new segment or one of the new segments?
Let's go for it.
So you want to do which one? The keep it, need it, or which one? Which one you want to try?
We could try the the keep it, need it, or what was the third one? Kick it.
Yeah, keep it, need it, or
no, keep it, leave it, and kick it. We could work on because we're gonna keep somebody, leave somebody behind, and then kick it with somebody. So the concept
isn't keep it and kick it the same thing then?
Well, I think kick it's like literally kick it, whereas keep it's more so the music aspect of it.
Okay, so like someone you want, I'm done with this fucking dude. Someone who I'm like, I would love to hear his music, and someone I would just love to chill with that person.
Yep.
So don't care about the music, but rather chill with that person.
Correct. Or you could care about it, but you kicking it with them is more important to you, I guess.
All right, so keep it, leave it, and kick it. I like it. It's a progress, but fuck it. All right, so I'm gonna pick the first person, and then you get to pick the second person, and we'll figure out the. All right, so I'm just gonna scroll through my fucking Apple Music.
Word. I'll do the same.
We both decide if this is gonna be. Oh no, we'll do like this. I'll pick one person, and you pick the second person, but we'll both decide if we're gonna keep it or whatever. All right, so. All right, first person is Charlie XCX.
Oh, that one chick?
Yeah, that girl that has like a couple. I think she's a couple bangers.
I mean, I would definitely kick it.
Yeah, I would kick it with her. I'm not trying to listen to any music like
no.
shit. And I wouldn't say leave her behind because like I think her music is fine, but she seems like a cool chick, like a. And I mean, like someone, like she'd probably be cool to hang out at a club or something with.
Yep.
All right, you pick next.
I got Kid Ink.
I'm gonna say leave, bro. I'm gonna say leave. I feel like there's nothing really that. I mean, he did have that banger with Chris Brown back in the day, but as far as my day-to-day life, if he told me Kid Ink retired from hip hop, I'd be like, all right. Like,
unfortunately, I have to say the same, which is a shame because I really liked that one song I told you about called "Slide Up," but other than that, I haven't heard anything that made me say, "Oh my God, I need music from this dude for the rest of my life."
All right, let's do a couple more. It's actually fucking pretty fun. Lil Dicky.
I kick it with him. He seems like a funny dude. I don't really fuck with his music, but he seems like he would be a interesting person to talk to.
I think he's dropping a movie or documentary pretty soon.
I feel like he's doing everything. Like, he seems like that person that's like, I feel like all these like comedian types can do everything.
Dude, he reminds me of almost like a white Joe Budden, and like no one really remembers him for the music anymore, but somehow he's still relevant and super rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I don't get it.
Like, what?
Apparently he had a regular ass job too. Like he worked in marketing or something, and then like I guess was doing kind of parody rap, but like it became serious.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
All right, you pick the next one.
Rich the Kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep, bro. I'm gonna keep Rich the Kid because like I feel like as much people try to knock him, we're like Uzi fucked him up and like he got broken into and shit. Dude, he still makes. Whenever I hear a Rich the Kid song, I feel like I enjoy most of it. You know what I mean? Like I have no like. I'm not embarrassed at all about saying that. I feel like most of the shit he puts out is actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, same.
So you keep him?
Yeah, I keep him. Plus, he's like technically a CEO of his label or whatever. So I feel like we kind of, from the new school rappers at least, need that sort of boss mentality. And I'm sure he's doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that we don't really know about.
Yeah, I would keep him. Let's do two more. T.I.
I'd probably kick it with him. I feel like he has a lot of wisdom at this point. Like, he's one of the few rappers that has outlasted damn near everybody. And I would have never expected that from when I first heard about him, because he just seemed like some ignorant Southern dude who made dope music, and now he's like low-key like a Jay-Z of the South.
Yeah, I would say I probably was leaning initially to leave because I was thinking like, all right, I'm not really trying to listen to any more T.I. music. But yeah, I'll go with kick it with him because yeah, he's just like I would like to hear about those stories about coming up in Atlanta and going from like just an artist that only a couple people knew to like being a fucking doing world tours with Rihanna and everyone knew your fucking songs. Like yeah. All right, you pick one more and then we'll move on.
Gucci Mane.
Bro, that's a good one. Damn, my dad just called me super late. Gucci Mane. Bro, I'm gonna leave it, bro. Like, I know he had a couple songs that we enjoy, like Lemonade and bro, but I know there's a genius about him. And like, I almost want to say kick it because like, there has to be a reason you're putting out an album every 2 months. But I feel like it's, for me personally, it's just like an overflow of content that I don't really care for. So I'm gonna just say leave it. Like, if we can stop a Gucci drop every 2 months, I'd be very happy about that.
Yeah. Me, I'd say probably keep. I don't think would get too much value out of kicking it with him. Plus I feel like he's like low-key bipolar and shit. Based on current Gucci Mane and previous Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel comfortable kicking it with him like for that long.
No, but he's low-key like a mogul genius because he fucking like, he's legit a part of like the Gucci brand campaigns now.
Oh, damn, they finally caved in?
Yeah, dude, like
he's all reinvented.
Has like billboards like in Miami, like coming to I was like, oh, holy shit, bro. And it's like, again, because like not like he is a good looking dude now that he's fucking ripped. Like, you know what I mean? He has fucking diamonds, like, this guy.
No, he's shining now.
Dude, yeah, like the glow up was crazy, but as far as a music point of view, like I would leave it.
I actually like his recent music in the past couple years. I really like. I don't like the old trap Gucci Mane. I hated his music like 7 years ago or whatever it was when he was doing that.
Bro, but you know what makes me be to this point where I just don't care for his music? Again, he has a couple of verses here and there on some features that I do enjoy, but like when we saw him at Rolling Loud and he was just like, I don't think he was so fat, but he wasn't ripped as he is now.
Yeah.
But it was like, bro, you're just so lazy with it. You just fucking stand there and just like.
Yeah, he wasn't really doing anything.
And like, but people were losing their minds though.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, bro, like this is it. This is your performance. Like,
well, some of those artists with like that much star power just don't give a fuck, or they're like too faded to care.
Yeah, apparently, bro. But yeah, that shit always confused me. I was like, bro, like this is like what you're doing. You're just fucking standing there and like, I'm meant to fucking fall in love with you because you're just fucking lip syncing your raps. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, that's the worst, bro. Like, it's not in sync when they're like lip syncing and song, and then
that's
they actually do sing for a moment, and you're like, whoa.
Yep. It's like you feel like you're at someone's fucking karaoke birthday party or some shit.
Yeah, like, bro, what are we doing? All right, so before we dip, what's your heat of the week? Something you've been playing nonstop?
Oh man, because ever since Pop Smoke's passing, I've just been listening to his stuff, which sucks. I wouldn't consider myself a dick rider because I genuinely didn't have time to fucking even become a fan.
Discover him, yeah.
And forming opinions, but now I have, and I really wish he was around still. I heard and watched the video, Christopher Walking. Damn, that song goes so hard. Like, I listened to it, I kid you not, maybe 10 times in a row. I just listened to the video. I was like, I can't believe this dude is gone. Like, this song deserves just so much attention.
I know.
It's so refreshingly new, and the beat is dope, the flow, everything. Like, it just goes way too hard.
And I enjoyed that most of the songs on Meet the Woo 2 kind of start the same. Like, he starts off with the same lyrics, but then changes it real quick. Yeah. Like, that whole like, slow down, and then he like just goes.
Yeah.
Dude, but what song I do like off I love that I didn't realize how much I loved it. Dude, the first song on Meet the Woo 2, it's called Invincible, and he just like, there's 100 niggas in my area. I tell him, get out. Like, I just walk through him. I'm like, bro, I can like visually see him doing that. I'm like, bro, this shit is like, yo, it gets you. Like, I'm telling you, to work out or run to his music, you're gonna have the best workout or run of your life, bro. Like, it just hype music, bro. Like, and then when you like properly like digest it, like he does have good lyrics, but dude, the energy he had like on every song is like, bro, this is overpowering any flaws he may have as a 20-year-old rapper who's only been rapping for like 2 or 3 years.
Which is funny because he's like the opposite of. It's like the same energy of like a Tekashi track, and I don't mean to compare them in, like as people, but like if we're talking just pure music, like Tekashi's just screaming super hard, and that's like his thing for the energy. But Pop Smoke, his voice is deep as fuck, but he's like pretty calm on the track.
Yeah.
And the track still goes super hard.
Super hard.
But it was kind of eerie to hear him on Christopher Walken talking about like running up in people's houses, or what did he say? He said like give me the Addy or whatever, like pop out and shoot and shit like that. And like that's literally how he supposedly died. Just dudes showing up and popping him. So that part kind of
the ones like they say outside, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And it's just like fuck.
Send me the Addy.
Send me the Addy. Yeah, we're gonna pull up and shoot.
Yeah.
And it almost makes you feel like, you know, if these rappers are about that life and doing this to other people, then, you know, it might happen to them. And I don't know if he actually did this shit before, but it's at the very least, it kind of brings that energy, unfortunately.
Yeah, dude. And again, it's almost that thing of like, you really need to be cognizant of the shit you put out into the universe, bro. And I know it's like, at the end of the day, like there's a good saying that we're like, you know, we make plans, but God laughs, or man makes plans and God laughs. It's just like, at the end of the day, dude, that's the shit you're putting out there. It's like, I know, it just makes it good, especially for rappers, bro. Like I go back to the whole Mac Miller thing, when he had that song on Good AM where like, I don't want to make the 27 Club. And he's like, he legit said, I don't want them to mix my shit with some bullshit because I don't want to make the 27 Club. And it's like, that's exactly what fucking happened, bro. Like, so, and that's fucking super depressing. Like with XXX, like every other song was by him getting killed by somebody. It was just like, yeah, man, it's tough. But I definitely agree with you that Pop Smoke Meet the Woo 2 album, at least that one for me was fucking super hard. So I had to take a break from Pop Smoke a little bit because I was just fucking song after song after song after workout after workout. But for me, I really enjoyed the Roxanne remix with Sway Lee.
Nice.
That was dope, man. It's definitely a nice party starter. Good vibes. Good shit. I just want to be like, not like, again, Pop Smoke's music not depressing, but it's like when you think about it, it's depressing. So like, I just want like a fucking happy song. And like, yes, that Roxanne remix, Arizona, what's his name, Zervis? Yeah. And Sway Lee, that definitely was the heat of the week for me.
Nice. I think he was my heat of the week for a different song. I don't know if you remember, I don't know, maybe like 7 episodes ago. He's actually pretty dope. You should check out his other music. He was the guy who I said kind of reminded me of like a Lil Skies ish.
Okay. Does he have like a full album out yet or no?
It's confusing because all his artwork is like black and white photos, so it looks like the same fucking mixtape to me. But I think it's just like a handful of singles. But the song that really got me, that made me check out his shit, was called. There's 2 songs. One's called Pace and one's called Race.
Okay.
I would listen to Race if I had to recommend
everything
one
I see here is fucking single.
Yeah, Race was the one where I was like, oh, this dude's dope.
Uber, Old Ways, My Language. I don't see Pace and Race. At least not on Apple Music yet.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out though.
Yep.
All right, man. That's episode 20 in the books. Definitely want to appreciate everybody riding with us for 20 episodes, and hopefully we have way more than 20 still left to give you. This is Know Your ABCs. Any last words, my dude?
No, just keep it real.
All right, man. So keep listening, keep sharing, keep subscribing. We appreciate all y'all to listen. Again, we're gonna keep putting out fire content in the near future.
For sure.
Peace.
All right, man. Peace.